manifest destiny. Hello. Today is a beautiful, beautiful day. I want to take this time to talk about the messengers, and I want to first say thank you to the Universal Creator. Send a special shout out to Reverend Phil Valentine, who taught me that when you label your God and name your God, you limit your God. But when you say the Universal Creator, you that's limitless. So I say Abba, Father, and Amma, Mother. That's the earthly gods that I worship, that I believe in. And then Christ, which is Christ consciousness, or the child, the 1, 2, 3 principles. This is very deep stuff that I'm teaching you. But the thing about it is, I felt like I was a messenger. But I'm not a messenger. I'm more of a philosopher. And your philosophers, if you think about it, your Socrates, your Plato's, the Odysseys, all this stuff, they are remembered just as much as your ascended masters, or the ones that came here, or the ones that were projected here, or the ones that had that message, your Buddhas, your Allahs, your Muhammads, your Christ, Yeshua's, all that, the ones that were projected here, or the message that they have. So, me, I've been studying for the last decade pretty hard, and I guess I'm the one that, and I have a special gift that the Most High gave me, which is I have a way with words. I can play my tongue and move and smooth and groove and just close my eyes and take off and think about anything that I want to think about, and I see the words in my mind. I don't write them down half the time, but when I do come out, they always shine. You see, I have that special gift. So in today's age, we have a lot of rappers out there. So this is the way that I'm communicating. And maybe this will be missing a lot of the older people. This might be for the youth. They might want to have something that they can lean to look to. The younger star sees something that they can see through. They see through all the ups and downs and all the ins and outs. And they want something real, and I give you that realness. But I want to take thanks to the messengers out there. To your Reverend Phil Valentine, like I said, who taught me about metaphysics and decoding the matrix and not naming your God. And if you do name your God, you still need to know the Universal Creator, because you're going to be stuck on this planet if you're only looking for gods of this planet. You're going to keep reincarnating here. I'm sorry, that is just the truth. And then you have the 13th son, or Rabbi 9 son, who taught me about not eating the animals and the blood sacrifice that you're doing, because meat is murder. And if you read that Bibliohelios, it tells you that thou shalt not commit murder or bear false witness. So if you are eating meats, you're committing the murder, unless you are doing like some of the ancestors did, or some of my ancestors did, which was that they hunted an animal. They did a special ritual for the animal. They made sure they killed the animal instantly, painless. The animal did not know the death was coming to them. And they cut the heart out, released the heart, the spirit out, and then they used every single little bit of that animal. And that's not all Native Americans or all indigenous peoples that ate all animals. That's just some of them, and that's their way of life or whatever. Not condemning it, not condoning it. And then the 13th sons got me back onto that plant-based diet and teaching me about there's a mother up there in heaven that I hadn't been talking to my whole life. So that's one aspect of it. Then Dr. Yafa Bay, what she taught me was the fall of Rome and piercing through the fog, and that how we are still underneath Roman control right now. And taught me about the indigenous peoples and tracing your bloodline, because Moor just means Moor, just means a dark skin, just dark skinned people. And a lot of people are I have the principles of a Moor, or I have morals, but I don't have dark skin. I am indigenous Lakota Sioux. Like I said, i.e. Teton, i.e. Blackfoot, with a little bit of Cherokee too. But the Cherokee is not the right name for it. I can't even pronounce the real name for Cherokee. It's very deep. Also, who am I leaving out? Santos Benaki. Santos Benaki, I advise you to look him up. If you're a Christian, you should be looking and listening to Santos Benaki. That is your guide for Christ, for your Christian religion, because he has broken it down to a science and broke down all the words and has totally decoded the Bible to a sense of the aspects that he is decoding it for. But like again, I said, the Bible is named Bibliohilos. It is a science book about the sun. Very easy principles, basically. Once you evolve and your pineal gland becomes decalcified. So, and also I wanted to talk about more than just those are physical messages, but let's talk about the animals. This is why it is so important for you to go on nature walks, because when you go on nature walks, you see different animals that you're not going to see if you're sitting in the house, that you're not going to see if you're watching TV, that you're not going to see if you're at the movie theaters, that you're not going to see if you're driving on the road all day. If it's your job to drive all day, your eyes are on the road. You're not seeing all the different animals that are passing you. And the Native American people, my people, we have a meaning for just about every single animal in the United States. And these animals do not cross your path for no reason. So like today, a guy was on a lawnmower while I'm doing my nature walk. And how he knew that I was in the animals, I don't know. He stopped me and pointed into the water to make sure that I saw that turtle that was in the water. And I hadn't seen a water turtle in a long time. That means something. I'm going to look that up. On my way down to the water's edge where I was walking, I seen an all black bird with the red chest, red like up high on his chest. I don't even know what the name of that bird is. I've only seen it twice, probably in the last 5 to 6 or 7 years. And that means something because I'm going through a major transformation in my life. And I have care in my heart, so I'm trying to tell you guys and you gals out there, you queens, you kings, and you goddesses. And another thing, I do not call myself, just because I worship a goddess and I have love for a goddess, and my queen is a goddess, does not mean that I think of myself as a god, because I feel like the woman is God on the planet, because you cannot get on this planet unless you come through a woman. I am a king, and my goddess has a king. You see, that's how that goes. But I'm just trying to get it to the point to you people out there, to the ones that are listening to this, that you must pay attention to the animals. You have to go on those nature walks, even if it's just once a week. And whatever animal that you come across, come back, type in Native American meaning for that animal, and get that message that animal is giving to you, those spirits. And also you will start having dreams once you start clearing up and getting back to nature, doing your nature walks, and try to make sure that you have more of fruits and vegetables than anything. But as long as you put more, you have to have more of fruits and vegetables in your body than anything else. I'm sorry. I know you might not want to hear this, and I love y'all, I got care for y'all, but I'm just a philosopher that's trying to give you a message with a little jovial heart on it, with a little jovial play, and I've collected all the data from all the other messengers, and I'm sitting here now philosophizing and giving it to you from a bird's eye view. I'm in the catbird seat because I've been studying this for the past 10 years. Think about your doctors. Think about your lawyers. How long did they study? How long did they take to perfect their art to be able to get on here and do this? I didn't just wake up one day and say, oh, I want to make YouTube videos. Do you know it takes almost 5 to 6 hours to make a 4-minute video? I'm not getting paid for this. I'm doing this because I have care and I have charity, and I love y'all. Thank y'all. Today is, I guess, 6/22/2022. And look up your numbers. These numbers mean something. When you see 1111, when you see 2222, when you see 444, There's synchronicity. That's another thing Santos Benaki will teach you. When you see synchronicity, you must look those numbers up and look up and see the meanings. Everything has meanings. Everything is in tune. We are in a period right now where we probably got about 8 years before things get crazy. So you don't want to be working really hard and doing all this crazy stuff, planning for some life 15 to 20 years from now. Plan each day for now. Live in the now. But be prepared for the future, but live in the now. Don't have it everything so far away to where if something happens in 2030 that you've done wasted all this time just working and not spending any time with your family or your loved ones because you're planning on this long life. Each day is not promised to you.